Hello everybody, this is Kate at the Library of Whispers, and today we're going to look at the Liverpool Central Library in this video with some footage that I took last week. Now this is going to be the first part of the video because unfortunately the Picton Reading Room was actually closed for renovation, which is a shame because it's such a beautiful part of the library. However, I will revisit it and take some more footage for another video. So instead we're going to look at the main renovated section of the Liverpool Central Library, plus the Oak Room and the Hornby Library. Hope you enjoy it. So here we are in what they call the Museums Quarter in Liverpool on William Brown Street, and you can see the Wellington Monument on the right hand side, and in the middle there with the banners is the Walker Art Gallery. Now on the right hand side is the Picton Library, the round circular building, and then I'm panning round to the Central Library entrance itself. Now here is a bit of a weird shadow of me. I'm filming the path that takes you to the library entrance, and it's covered with titles of books and plays. Let's read some as we walk along. Memorials of Liverpool, Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, yay! A Tale of Two Cities, The Godfather, Citizen Kane, Adventures of Huckleberry Finn, To Kill a Mockingbird, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Anyway, if you notice, some of the letters are in red, and apparently this is some kind of riddle which spells out the title of a small but eye-catching item in the library's collection, and I don't know what that is. So I just spotted the Lord of the Rings there on the floor. So here is the entrance, and the library main building is attached to the World Museum on the left. And panning right here we have the Picton Library, the round building, which is based on the Reading Library in London. Now, so here we are inside and on the ground floor of the modernised part of the library, looking up at the 5 stories and the spectacular window at the top. It was renovated, this particular part of the building was renovated and reopened to the public in 2013. The library is actually 159 years old and was built in 1860, and it contains books going back to the 13th century. So here we are now on the top floor of the library on the viewing gallery, and you can see quite a spectacular view of the city in front of you. And this is the top of the dome of the window that we were looking up at just a second ago. There's the roof of the Picton Library again, and the Wellington Memorial in the background, and that large building ahead is St George's Hall, and that tall iconic tower ahead is called the Radio City Tower or St John's Beacon, and it was built in 1969, and I remember as a child when there was actually a restaurant at the top. I think now it's the headquarters of the radio station Radio City. You can see the Empire Theatre on the right hand side there of the Wellington Memorial. So I took 3 shots of this vista because it was so nice. St George's Hall, And the trees in front of it are part of St John's Gardens. There's the Radio City Tower. And panning to the right, you might just be able to pick out the Liver building with the two towers with the Liver birds perched on top. Okay, so now we're back inside. Ignore my fingers in the frame on the left. They'll go away in a minute. This is the Oak Room, which was built in 1914 and contains a copy of John James Audubon's book of Birds of America. That's the lovely ceiling in the same room. And then if we pan down again, you can see the book by John James Audubon called Birds of America. It's a really extremely rare copy. There are some amazing books in here actually. I really like this space, so nice. And it was very quiet as well in here, not many people around. And now I'm entering the Hornby Library, which was built in 1906. It's a Grade 2 listed building, as actually are the Oak Room and the Picton Library, which we can't go into today. So as I take a walk around this room, I'll tell you a bit about the Liverpool Central Library's history. So the library was originally known as the William Brown Library. I remember it as that. It was built in 1860 to the designs of John Waitman, surveyor of Liverpool Corporation. And the library also contains the record office and archives of Liverpool, which is apparently one of the largest outside London. It has an extensive collection of important examples of fine printing and book illustration, and a famous collection of rare books. And the shelves hold 355,000 books in the main library itself, and there are more being added all the time, which is good. During the Second World War, most of the main library building, except the facade, was destroyed during the Liverpool Blitz and was restored during the 1950s. So since the 2013 restoration, the old 1950s restored building was demolished to make way for the spectacular 5-storey interior that we've just seen, and we had a brief glimpse at everywhere anyway, with the amazing window. So inside the library is a cafe and a poetry circle, which features a poem by Levi Tafari called The Daughter of Merseyside. And there's also a children's library here, but I didn't film it because it was way too noisy at the time. It's the kids are off school at the moment, and yeah, it was just crazy in there. Anyway, it's a huge, round, welcoming library underneath the round Picton Library, which I keep saying this, but we will see that in another video. So here I am just walking down the little corridor of the Holmby Library. And most of these books in these cases are all locked away, and they'll look very interesting. I suppose if you want to see any, you have to speak to a librarian and they'll open it up, presumably. And I really wanted to go up those stairs, but that rope prevented me. I reckon I could have got a good shot of the balcony above, looking down. So this is the little mini corridor entrance of the Hornby Library, and on the right is the entrance, or one of the entrances, to the Picton, which is closed. But I will go back. And here is the brass, is it brass plaque? commemorating the opening of the Hornby Library. Hugh Frederick Hornby, a merchant of Liverpool. Dedicated to the public on Friday, October the 26th, 1906, by his sister Mrs. Madden of Sandown Hall, Wavertree. Well, I hope you enjoyed that little look around Liverpool Central Library. And this is Kate at the Library of Whispers signing off, and I shall see you very soon. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.